Good morning. I've already finished my coffee. Spent a little time with the love of my life. As you can hear in the background, we have a thunderstorm going. I got a notification on my phone at 4:30 in the morning that the thunderstorm was coming, so tornadoes possible.
Tornadoes in Georgia.
So, as you can hear, Em thinks that's hilarious. She lived in
Go
Missouri.
live in Kansas for a while.
She lived in Missouri.
You'll get it.
And Kansas. But after Helena, I couldn't sleep, so I came downstairs. I think the worst of the storm has passed.
We want to meet death with our eyes wide open.
I think the worst of the storm has passed, and it was a mild storm. So,
As they always are, they oversell it.
as you can hear, I now have Em mic'd,
You mic'd me, I'm gonna pipe up.
and she's going to pipe up, as you can hear. This is the other co-host, Russia. I don't really have a topic to discuss this morning. It is going to be a good day. We're going to go on a bit of an adventure, visit some family, enjoy company of the people we love, which I think that's what weekends are for. Especially what weekends are for. I had a wonderful Saturday. Did a little bit of work in the yard, did a little bit of replace the battery in my motorcycle. Going to start riding my motorcycle again. Haven't been doing that in a minute. Let me turn this off. There we go. Going to do a little bit of motorcycle riding. Going to try and convince the wife to throw a leg over her bike. Evidently, there's
If I still fit into my riding pants.
whether she does or not. I'm a big fan of riding naked, so I think that
I do believe the state has an issue with riding naked.
fine. I'll buy us a couple pair of thongs.
I want to be behind you.
We're having a good weekend. I hope that everybody is having a good weekend. Our cats are having a really good weekend, but they're a little bit nervous because of the thunder. It's a little girl.
Except Skinny Kitty, he doesn't care.
Yeah, Skinny Kitty don't care. He's the
The
old man of the
OG
house.
is
He's 13 years old. And
going on 14.
Going on 14. Well, I guess 13 years and one
And
day
9
means
months.
you're going on 14. But he don't get shook easy about anything. As a matter of fact, usually the other cats take their cue off of him. So, I really don't have anything to talk about this morning that I should talk about on the public feed. We did decide to do some things on a private feed for our community. And that's what we'll do. So if you see a ramblings in the numbers skip, probably what happened is there's a private video that went out to just the community. I'm going to keep them still with the same title page and do that, but there may be some numbers skipped on the public feed. And depending upon how everything works out, they may be showing up on the public feed. We'll see. We talked a little bit about religion. We always do, because we're going down different tracks in that particular endeavor in life.
You heathen.
It's going to take me a while to get used to not repeating what she says. She thinks I'm a heathen, though. I find that hilarious. At different points in our lives, we were doing different religious endeavors.
We have dabbled. We've been around.
She has dabbled in a
I
lot
have
more
dabbled.
since we've been together than I dabbled in since we've been together. Before we got together, I ventured into all kinds of different churches.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in the Navy, I regularly visited different churches, trying to find a home, I suppose. But I ended up in the church of I don't know, which I think is a very just church and a very easy church to follow the teachings of, because I don't know.
And I am making a comeback for my long tenure as a devout atheist.
A devout atheist. I will say this about Anne.
Atheism is a religion in and of itself.
She was never an anti-theist.
No, I am not. I
Which
respected
is-
other people's faith.
That's a very, very easy road to go down.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of people who go down that road and become anti-theists start talking very negative about everybody else's beliefs and trying to catch.
They basically demean people for believing in something.
Well, not only do they demean it, but they try to catch them in their own belief systems.
I try to trip them up.
Yeah, trying to trip them up. It's a horrible way to look at. I think most recent.
Anti-theists are a cult.
Huh?
Anti-theists are really a cult.
As
an atheist, I saw what they were doing. That's why I never, when people asked me of my faith, I didn't really want to answer. I usually always just kind of did the default without having to lie, because I don't like lying. I was raised in the Roman Catholic faith.
Make sure your mic's not bumping up against the couch.
It's not.
Okay.
Anyway, I just answered I was raised in the Roman Catholic faith, and I am not a practicing Catholic anymore. I try to avoid saying I'm an atheist, because most people, in my personal experience, when they hear the word atheist, they conflate it with anti-theist.
Right.
And I had many enlightening conversations with people of several faiths, from Wiccan to Mormons to Jews. Never talked to a Muslim, though.
No, I've talked to several.
You have talked to Muslims?
Yeah, and I've in my particular occupation, you run into a lot of different faiths. I couldn't get through. Anyway, I don't want to disparage someone else's religion. But what's your opinion? What is the difference between a theist and an anti-theist?
A theist has come to the realization through their experience that religion is all BS. There is no God. We don't believe in divine design and all of this stuff, but there is problems. It's too deep of a discussion, really. There's problems with being an atheist and believing all of
the difference between theist and an anti.
Right, and an anti-theist is actively against anyone who believes in a higher power, a creator, a God. They actively try to disparage anybody's faith and try to convert them to atheism. I always felt like you let people believe what they believe. Maybe it's because I dabbled in other religions and was raised Roman Catholic, so I was raised religiously, that I respected other people's faith, because when I was religious, I wanted my faith respected as well, and I would, you like to have conversations with other religions just to compare notes.
Right.
Because it's part of you do that when you're truly searching for God. That's my belief. At least that was my motivation. I mean, I have been a witch in the past. It was a dabble into Wicca.
I mean,
it was a short-lived dabble.
I've called you a witch off and on for most of our relationship.
Right. But I was into witchcraft.
Sure.
It didn't ring true. There was these weird things, and we did the spells. They never worked, by the way. Never ever. Maybe we didn't do it right. Who knows? But I'm glad it never worked, because we may have raised demons. Who knows? I quickly dismissed that because it didn't add up. I'm a very analytical.
So the difference between atheists, to me, and anti-theists is atheist doesn't believe in a God.
Right.
Or magic, religion, anything.
Anything like nothing supernatural.
An anti-theist, I think, my opinion, is an anti-theist is actively trying to denounce any theists.
Yes.
And also my opinion, an anti-theist takes a great deal of faith in your...
Yes, it's a belief unto itself, yes.
Yes, it's unbelievable.
It's a cult. I call it a cult because of their behavior.
I don't consider it a cult because most anti-theists are not even aware of what they're doing. They're just out to try and prove you wrong if you're a theist.
I disagree. I think they know exactly what they're doing.
No, I mean, I don't think that I think most anti-theists are not part of an organization. I think they're just out to prove all theists wrong.
I mean, my current belief system, and I think Christians believe that as well, that you tell people the truth as your faith sees it, because there's differences, obviously. But you tell people the truth when it comes, as your faith sees it. And then you let them make up their own mind, because people aren't pushed into anything. If you try to coerce someone, and I've seen a lot of Christians do it, I've been a victim of such behavior myself in public, very embarrassing and very traumatic for a person like myself with PTSD, that turned me off to Christianity altogether. That was one of the main things that I finally rejected all organized religion, and that eventually led to me rejecting all faith in God and all belief in God. There was no God for me anymore.
Right.
And it worked for a while. My life became better. The fear of death, the fear of damnation, all that stuff, it just came off.
How do you think a theist, a theist can recognize an atheist can recognize they're an atheist by saying, I don't believe in God. That's an atheist.
It's personal belief.
How can an anti-theist recognize in themselves that they are an anti-theist?
When they are actively trying to break people's faith in God by telling them you're stupid. How are you living it? This big man in the sky thing, and they just make a joke of everything. You can. An anti-theist and an atheist probably have the same...
How does an anti-theist, if someone's sitting in their kitchen right now and they're thinking, am I an anti-theist? What advice would you give them to decide?
Have you trash-talked another religion or the belief in God in general? That makes you an anti-theist, in my belief. You're too militant.
My opinion is, and obviously these are just our opinions, if you
Right.
are actively trying at every turn of your life to prove there is no God to everybody around you who
Right.
believes in God, if the crux of every political argument, of every household
They're
argument,
proselytizing for their
Yes.
own religion.
if that's the pivot point for all discussions you have about anything, if it always ends up with, Christians who say this but don't follow this, you're an anti-theist.
Here's another symptom of an anti-theist versus an atheist. They try to talk you out of it. A true atheist wants to have discussions with religious people,
Right.
people of faith. They want to learn. Because I think in my experience, and I can only personally speak for myself, I was an atheist for over a decade.
Yeah.
But probably about, 7 years in, I began to question atheism because I always used to believe that, there's no magic. If it appears to be like magic or like divine intervention or divine providence or whatever you want to call it, it's just something that science hasn't found the answer to. And eventually all will be revealed through science. Not the science with a capital S, but true science, where you really want to find the truth, not to prove your own hypothesis.
Right.
You just in search for truth. And stuff didn't add up. I have a very analytical mind, and I don't want to be BS'd, taken advantage of, brainwashed into something. I could never join a cult. I'm not the demographic a cult seeks out. Because I see right through the BS.
That's what a cultist would say.
I should start my own cult. I'd probably be a very good cult leader. There would be no sexual stuff going on. It would be all on the up.
Wait. If there's no sexual stuff going on,
There's
I'm not joining
sexual. I
am not joining that cult at all.
Then I don't want you in my cult. This is going to be an asexual cult. Only married people going to have sex with each other. It's going to be a good cult. I swear.
All right. So that's our views on atheism, theism, and anti-theists. And welcome to the first podcast where M was a full participant in the discussion.
It took him like 7 years to talk me into this.
I didn't know that was going to happen this morning. I did mic her up because she's been,
Actually, he held me at gunpoint. That is
I did not hold her at gunpoint. This
cut
is
certain
ridiculous.
things out of this video. No,
I did not hold her at gunpoint. She's been putting her 2 cents in here and there, so I thought, well, she's going to do that. We might as well have good audio quality.
But you're going to lose like half of your 14 followers now.
Okay, rule 1 of podcasting, we don't talk about how many followers we have until we hit 1,000.
Wait. The number's right on the bottom left part of your screen under the video.
But we don't talk about it because now these people that were about to subscribe are going to be like, oh, I'm not subscribing to this. He ain't got but 14 podcasts.
Please be number 15 and support me.
I may not mic her again. It's been a very good morning. I'm having a very good weekend. My cats are having a very good scruffing. We missed coffee with each other this morning. Maybe tomorrow morning. The storm passed us by with very little storm, really. And,
as is the usual.
And we're going to have a good day, an excellent day.
Hopefully.
Without a doubt. No matter what, I'm going to have a good day. I wish you a very good day, and I hope you find...
Bye!
I hope you find...
peace, love, and follow your dream.
Until next time.
Bye!